Hi guys, I just wanted to make a quick video for everyone in Stand in the Park. I started mine last week, not mine, ours, in my town. Anne was expecting maybe 3 people, and my friend and I, who set it up, we just did a prayer of intent before we left the house, and we just said, please let there be more than 3 people. Please let the day be really sunny and bright, because it was really horrid weather, and please let it be a wonderful experience. And it really, really was. And 21 other people came, so there's 23 of us all together, and it was absolutely marvelous. And it really is about building tribes. It's not about getting all irate and all the rest of it. It's about communicating, getting small communities. Our group would like to do things like maybe set up allotments, etc., and really work and help the community that we live in. And I just want to encourage everybody that this is like a huge snowball, because people are really fed up, and a lot of people are not prepared to do things in other ways, maybe marches or whatever it is, but they want to participate, and there are many ways of doing that. Just recently, they've changed the law, so it's so much easier to become a councillor or even an MP candidate. I really think that people who have an interest in that should really look at maybe putting themselves forward, because if masses of us get into government locally and localised, we can have a huge effect. We must get away from this thing that just one person means nothing. It's huge. One drop in a completely silent, calm lake causes huge ripples. Go on, Ribs. Go on. Causes huge ripples. The effect goes on and on and on, and it expands as it resonates out. And I think we've forgotten that. And I also wanted to say that on a percentage level, the place I come from, there's about 110,000 people, I think. So let's just, for argument's sake, say there's 100,000. So if only 1%, 1% of my town feel like I do, that's 1,000 people. That's 1,000 people. And if 10% of my locale agree or want to do something, that's 10,000 people. We're talking huge numbers here, very, very quickly, with 100 Monkey, how this thing resonates out and people catch on. I just wanted to inspire the people who keep saying, is there one here and is there one there? I did that too, because I just wanted to know where the local one was in Kent. And the couple that were there were too far away for me to go. And I thought I could ponder this and wait a few weeks and then get off my butt. But no, I suddenly thought, why don't I just do one? So I did one, and look at the difference there. And I think last week in Kent, including ours, there were 3. And I think this Sunday, there's going to be 7. So look at how the knock-on effect of that, it's doubling, it's tripling, it's trebling, it's going on and on and it's really progressing and getting big. But the main reason I wanted to speak to everyone today, there's masses of talk about the 20th and lots of people going up to London to march. I just want to look at the word march. M is the M for Masonic and arch. So in a sense, is a march walking through the Masonic arch and taking you down a path maybe you don't want to go. I did a lot of protesting last year, and actually I kept myself quite insular from everybody, because there were certain messages that I wanted to give out on boards and signs and things. I wasn't joining into the mass. Now let's just remember, Charing Cross, Whitehall, Trafalgar Square, Buckingham Palace, and Parliament, that's in a very satanic area. And of course it's going to be the spring equinox. They love their rituals and they love their dates. And, everyone may be going there with an open heart and calm and quiet and wanting to do the right thing. I'm not saying they're not. But when you get into a mass like that and you're walking above the ground of satanic rituals and areas and portals that have been there for a very long time, they affect you immensely unless you're incredibly strong. And you're also feeding them. Especially if you're shouting. I've been to a lot of protests, and there's a lot of shouting, a lot of calling, lot of emotion. That emotion isn't just disappearing and vaporizing into the air. You are feeding the serpent's pit. And that's why they want you there. Now, I'm going to ask, I haven't even consulted the group yet, but I'm going to ask if anyone would like to make some sort of protest on the 20th, that we should actually do it in our local town. Because isn't that going to influence other people? Other people see, oh, someone actually standing up here. This is the knock-on effect. And I'm also thinking, you know, doing signage in a different way with really positive messages, you know, instead of being on the negative. It's all about vibration and keeping our frequency as high as possible. And, you know, interesting, you know, most people have to get on a train. Everybody knows what the train like. It's very friction, agitates the sound, it's very hypnotic. You know, mingling with people so closely, you know, mixing auras and stuff, and the way you have to go through a turnstile, you have to pay your money. This is all very satanic and part of their whole agenda and conditioning, you know, going through the bars, you know, the police are going to be there, you know, that because this is official, they will have designated which roads, they will be pushing you up the roads they want you to go up. Why is that? Because you're giving them power. So my firm belief is, and I love what Brady started, because this is all about local, this is all about where we live. Yeah. And in actual fact, my vision for the future is, if masses of us around the country become councillors and give people a different choice for a different vote, I think that will really change, because so far there is no choice. Doesn't matter whether you're on the left or the right or Conservative, Labour, whoever you are. There actually isn't any choice, because we know it's all been run in the same game. But if lots of us enter the arena, we can then participate. And I think that's really important. I'm going to put my friend up to be mayor, because I think he'd be absolutely flipping fantastic with his knowledge and everything. You know, we've always been sort of persuaded that all of these things are out of our reach, but well, they're not. You know, we're just people, and anybody can do these things. So that's what I'm looking to, and I just see in the future, politics and councillors and funding and budgets, etc., are all totally important for where you are. Like, you know, we all know in Kent actually is the worst county for roads across the world, so they would need more money for roads, for infrastructure, for that, whereas another town might desperately need parks, or another town, and this is what formulating what you need. Politics should not be run, you know, by a bunch of idiots, you know, in London who are allowed £35 for their breakfast and drink lots of alcohol, and that's just the, you know, the bottom. There's way more that goes on in that house than you can even imagine, and they're running, and they're not even living in their constituencies. It's absolutely ridiculous. You need to live in your constituency to know what it needs. Like, you know, there's stupid roadworks going on, and they've put the bollards in the road, which is actually causing quite a lot of danger, so I've actually moved them. It's ridiculous. You know, simple things. You know, how are the people up your street? You know, shall we have an allotment for the local homeless and maybe the mental health resources to get together, and so they can actually start eating decent food? Do people know that there's local, you know, about where the farmers markets are and the best place to get things? You know, and just building lovely communities with like-minded people. And I just want to say, the biggest thing that I'm looking forward to with my group is I'm going to start organising get-togethers where we sit down and have a meal together. Everybody brings something to share, and we actually really start building relationships. This is what it's all about. You know, there's been millennia where they've been trying to divide and conquer, and now it's time to unite. That's where we are, and to do it locally is the best way. You know, it's great meeting up with friends that you've met at marches. You know, every time I've gone out, I've bumped into people that I've met at a previous march, and that's lovely. But I don't have the ability to see them regularly, yeah? Whereas here, at home, in my locale, I have real ability for real connection, and that's what it's about. That's how we change these things, connecting, yeah? Making up, it's like a magnetic and electrical circuit, yeah? And you know, and building a fence to protect us, and to stop them, and formulating marvellous new ventures. So I wish you all really well, and I really hope that if there isn't one in your locale, just go to your local park. Don't even necessarily even have to advertise it tomorrow. You know, if you haven't had time to advertise it or ask it, just go to your local park. I've just come back from the dog walk. There's lots of people out there. I've spoken to 3 or 4 people, and I spoke to one lady who I really hope might come, but she doesn't think along those lines. But I had a really lovely chat with her. That was really nice. Commented to a few people, had a lot of smiles. Even if you're just doing that, you know, they've taken away our ability to be together in communities, i.e. the pubs, the restaurants. They're stopping that. They don't want people eating together and bonding. So get out there, guys, and bond. If that's all you can do, that's great. And if you can start an actual stand and make that happen, that's even better. But it's organic. It's going to happen just by going to the park. Let's all go to the park every day. Pick a time and go every day, or pick different times and meet different people on that journey. You know, if you've got a dog, you know, dog owners love chatting to each other. Start finding, you know, seeing where people are at, how they're feeling, you know. Let's really build this together. So good luck for tomorrow. No, I'm not using their terminology. Have a wonderful stand tomorrow. Have a wonderful meeting of minds, like-minded minds. Lots of love and God bless.